Hey everybody, Billy Moan here at Rambling Rose Studio, independent Stampin' Up! Demonstrator. Oh my goodness, yesterday I posted this little framed pine cone pine bough picture, and I have been inundated with all kinds of messages, Facebook, on my blog, Stampin' Connection, emails. So I promised all of them. I said, I'll tell you tomorrow, I'll make a video and show you how I did this. I told on my blog that I watched a Tim Holtz video this weekend, and he was making pine cones, and he has a pine cone die. And I watched him do that, and I thought, you know what? We can do that. Stampin' Up! We can do that with the spiral flower die. So that's how this came to be, and it's just a little, this is the frame actually in Paper Pumpkin. I think it was back in April, and I just changed it out, and this is baked brown sugar. This is, I thought it was crumb cake, but it looks like baked brown sugar too. And I've stamped it with Versamark, and used Gorgeous Grunge back here for the dots for the snow falling, and embossed it with white embossing powder. And then I've colored over it just a little bit with the Blendabilities, a couple of browns and all three greens. And so now I'm going to show you how to make the pine cone, because I'm pretty sure you know how to do that background. So I'm going to move this out of the way and try to keep my head out of the camera. Here's the spiral flower die. Gosh, that's hard to say. When you take it out, I know you all know how to use your Big Shot and cut out a form. And this is not the smallest punch, but the next one, I think it's 1/8 inch. You can see it here. I'm going to show you. So here's what I mean by manipulating the die. I took it all the way, every one of these little scallops, I went through here and, well, you want to get it on the edge so that you get that off. Like that. I just went all the way around on every single one of them, and I didn't pay a whole lot of attention to where it landed. I just manipulated each one. See? Like that. Can you see that? So that when you get all of that done all the way around, and then right here, you want to take your piercing tool and pierce a hole right here in the bottom, or this last little petal of the flower. And when you get that done, here's what your edges look like. What do you think? Pretty weird, right? But that looks pretty close to what his pine cone die looks like when he takes it out of his die. So you do that, and then you take this, and you take, on this baked brown sugar, I've used espresso, and you go around all the edges, and you do all your edges all the way around, right here where it's, you know, uneven, not on the inside where it's smooth. And then take it, and you're going to manipulate all of these little points here. You just want to, you know, break down the fibers a little bit, push them down, roll them down like that. Now, remember, they're all going to be distressed now because you've used your sponging tool and you've gone around and done that. So it's paper. Don't worry about it. It's paper. Just, you know, mess with it. Bend it. Break down the fibers a little bit. See that? Okay, so then you've got this, right? I have taken the end, this little end right here, and I've turned it over and messed with it and softened it up, and I've glued it to the top of a toothpick. Alright? And this has all been distressed. I really don't have all the ends manipulated that much. But this is what you want to do. Use your fingernail. Do whatever you need to do. Just mess it up. Don't. I know for all the OCD people, and I have a few in my classes, and I'm not going to say who you are. I don't have the hole punched in this one. Here's my piercing tool. I'm just going to stick a hole in it real fast to show you. Okay. So you're going to take this and just keep wrapping it, just like you do when you're doing the flower. And you know how you can get it all wrapped up, and then when you let it go, it loosens up and it's a really pretty flower, or you can leave it tight and have a bud of a flower. It just depends on what you're looking for. So turn it all the way around till you get to the bottom. Take that last petal right there and stick the end of your toothpick in it. You might want to, there you go. Okay, so now I've got it all the way on my toothpick. Now, see, you just want to mess with the edges now, and you can loosen it up. See how I've elongated it and loosened it up, and start messing with your edges and turn them down, and then glue it right here at the bottom. And you can cut this off, but you want to get these back. And then if you wanted to, you can put a little bit of glitter on the edges, or I've tried white embossing powder. You can do that too. See there? So what I would do here is go ahead and glue the bottom so you can take it up or down your toothpick here. Get it the size you want. That's probably a little too big for what we're doing, but anyway, get it the size you want and glue it. Cut this off, and you lay it down, and you've got your pine cone. Now, this one doesn't look perfect because I haven't fiddled with the edges enough. You can keep turning those back and get it like you want once you've got it laying down. And I just hot glued that on here. It's hot glued down. You can see I've put a little glitter on the edges, even over my distressing ink to match this one. So I hope that explains. You just got to not be afraid of the paper, and you got to not be afraid of just messing with it and getting it like you want it. Okay, so that's the pine cone. Now let me show you a couple other ones I've made today, just so I could show you. Here's one. I bought this frame at a box store, 50% off. This whole gift would be less than $10. And this one is done with brushed silver. This was just a white frame, and I've punched out dots and put them on here. And this is brushed silver, and this is smoky slate. And I distressed it with basic gray and added some glitter, if you can see that. And the pearls I've colored with the darkest red of the Blendabilities. I've used 3 colors of green here, a couple of colors of brown up here on the thing. So there's that one in silver. And here's one in gold. Now this one came this way. This mat was already done this way. That's why I did the silver one. I like this one so much. And this is baked brown sugar. I didn't have any brushed gold. I wished I had. Can you see that? I can't. There you go. I didn't have any brushed gold. If I had that, I would have used it. But I like the baked brown sugar. And on this one, I put a little bit of white embossing on the edges of the pine cone and some glitter, if you can see that. Yeah. Okay, so I just thought this would make something that you could leave out all winter. It wouldn't necessarily have to be out. It sits up, or you can hang it up. I thought that might be a nice little gift for under $10 for somebody. So those are the 2 that I made today, just to show you, because I wanted to show you how to do the pine cones. And I hope that that answered all the questions that I got yesterday. If it didn't, and you still have a question about how to make the pine cone, I promise you, if you just play with it, you'll come out with a beautiful pine cone of your own. I don't think any of them would ever look the same. So that's it. I hope you enjoyed that. I hope I've inspired you to create some nature of your own, and that you'll come back real soon.